So this exists. I was not expecting this to be real, and to see two of the biggest toy companies and biggest competitors in the toy space working together. Now I want to see Apple and Google work together. Imagine a phone made by both Google and Apple. That'd be sick. Anyways, first off, thank you very much, Lego, for sending this to me. I cannot believe I'm saying that. They sent this to me, and it was supposed to be here by Friday, the 27th, but UPS was being stupid and delayed it, so it's here now. Sorry, Lego. But this thing is a monster. It's massive. The sheer presence of this thing is insane. And is anyone else getting MP01 vibes from this thing? Because I am. I've seen that it is bigger than MP01. I want to get MP01. I will at some point. But something like MPM12, holy hell, that's huge. Before I get too transformery on this, though, let's go Lego-y first. The build is pretty enjoyable, using some pretty interesting techniques to achieve a lot of the cool paneling that they have all over it. The color separation is amazing. The thing I love the most is those vents on the shins. They look really striking on that blue, and it's very eye-catching. Like, that's the part that my eyes are always drawn to first when I look at this thing. The build is pretty sturdy, but the torso has a tendency to split a bit in the middle, and it's a little annoying, but for the most part it stays together, but it can cause him to lean forward a tad bit. It's the rotating plate on that piece. There's an axle going through it that keeps the whole set together. But every once in a while, if you mess around with it too much, it will start to come apart. So that's kind of annoying. He has no knees. He has 0 knees. And that's a problem for a lot of people. Lego is known for not putting knees on their larger robot-style toys because of stability. Sure, there are large ratchet joints that could be used, but they would stick out quite a bit and change up the leg design and it would look weird. Now, they probably could have made an entirely new ratchet part for this, but that would have also made the cost go up because development of those pieces is a big cost. But I'm no Lego expert. My Lego knowledge is dug into Bionicle a lot because Bionicle's great. So I don't know how you would fully incorporate knees into this if you wanted to make them stable. But I'm okay with it like this now. I've grown to be okay with it. I wasn't at first. But we'll see how time goes on if I do end up messing with this more. That may change. But let's move on to the Transformers side of this, because I'm a huge Transformers nerd, obviously. This thing looks amazing. I know I said that before, but I have to say it again. It looks outstanding. The hips are a bit wiggly, and even though he has rubber on the bottom of his feet, the desk that I have him on when shooting this is a little slick, and he does slowly slide the legs away from each other before hitting the ratchet stops. So he starts to do the splits, and it looks like he has to pee. I love the angles on him. It feels very G1. The hands look a bit chunky in their expression. However, you can take the 3-stud plate off the fingertips and get you articulated fingers. I really like that. They are a little loose though, like they're not supposed to be that way, but you can do it if you want to. It's Lego. Do whatever you want. The head I actually like. I know a lot of people don't like the flat eyes, but in person it looks a lot better. I love the shaping of the head. They achieved the look of Prime very well, especially with that custom mouthplate piece that curves ever so slightly. I love that. Even without knees, you can make him look okay in certain poses. It all depends on the angles you capture it at, and if you get the right angles, you can make it look pretty sick. His accessories are plentiful for something like this. Not MP44 level, which, thank God. You get an axe, which I'm not the biggest fan of. The clear on solid look, I've never been a fan of, and it just really is on display here, and I don't like it. But it plugs into the axle hole inside his forearm once you take the hand off, and it does look cool when it's attached to him. You also get his gun, and I absolutely love the way they got the gray on the back. The way that they use this old cockpit/angle piece is really sick. He can also hold it in his hand. You peg it into the wrist, and it's pretty solid. Not the hand. I was worried that you would just slide into his hand and it would rattle around quite a bit, but it plugs into the forearm, and I'm really, really happy about that. He also comes with an Energon cube. Not the Allspark. I've seen some people call it that. It's an Energon cube. It even says in the instructions. He has a matrix and a matrix chamber. That's really cool. I will say I'm not a fan of the way the matrix is built. The way you build it, it kind of slides around on this little railing piece here. But it does store in his chest too, and it's really cool. It's a little small for his hands. When will we get a Prime that comes with a matrix that properly fits in his hand? And I mean like wrapping his fingers around the handles properly and not janky. He also comes with a jetpack. That looks really cool that you can clip onto the back, and I feel it doesn't look complete without it on the back because it's quite hollow. There's also a plaque, like a UCS style thing with a sticker on it. Speaking of this, the manual does have a bio and a tech spec in it, unlike most figures nowadays. A little quote from the designer who used to work on Transformers, so that's really cool. And a little description of each accessory that it comes with inside the manual. That I really like. Did I mention this guy was huge? Like, I know I've been putting him next to some figures to make sure everyone gets some sort of sense of scale, but it's just so, it's massive. It's humongous. Articulation is pretty okay. You aren't really buying this thing for posing, but the upper body is quite posable. He uses Exoforce type joints, and that's really cool. The hands, like I said, you can split the fingers and make it posable. And if you untab the waist, he can have a waist joint, however, kind of loose because he's so heavy. There are no knees, but there are ankle pivots that use bionicle parts, and that makes me happy. I do wish he had a toe bend forward, but because of the way you build it, there isn't one. You can take a piece off and give him that toe bend. Transformation. Yes, transformation. Take that, Creo. Transformation is pretty straightforward, using the basic concepts of G1 Prime with some twists. Literally, you twist the waist 180 degrees. But I really like how the gas tanks fold up on the side. I love how the wheel flaps fold down under on like the side of the elbows, like MP10. I love that little detail. I wasn't expecting that. That makes me very happy. Truck mode is very MPO1 looking. It is very MPO1. It's the front end that makes it look like that for me. The smokestacks, the straight and curved bits mixed together on the front. It's a very chunky truck, and this is one I would totally be down for buying a trailer for, because I would totally buy that. That looks really cool. It's a bit gappy on the top of the truck because of how it transforms, and it's, well, Lego. But it's not that bad, and I don't usually care about the gaps anyway, so it doesn't bug me too much. He handles the feet a lot better than most Hasbro Primes, because they usually just fold up and stay there, but this one folds up really flush, and they have tail lights to blend in, so it's really cool. His toes just aren't jutting out the back like normal Primes. It is a bit delicate to pick up, especially from the front, so please use 2 hands and grab it from underneath, because the front isn't super stable, because nothing really tabs in. The arms just kind of sit in place. The only bit that tabs in is the grill. So if you pick it up from the arms, you can move them around and things may start to fall off, so try to be careful. You can swap out the front bumper section for something else if you want to, but I'm okay with leaving the big orange spot there. That doesn't bug me. But if you're okay with parts forming, then you can take that off and put the actual proper grill section on, which is really nice. It would have been really cool if you could rotate that 180 degrees. So like one side was the robot grill, then rotated 180, and the other side was the truck grill. Like that would have been neat. But I can see why the designer didn't want to do fake parts at all for this, so I'm okay with it. You can slide the gun into the back and rest it there, but the rest of the stuff doesn't have a place to store. I kind of wish you could clip it all into the jetpack and then just clip that onto the trailer hitch, but oh well. This thing is 220 Canadian dollars, and that is a lot, but it feels worth it. The thing, well, I didn't really pay for it, thanks again Lego, but I was totally ready to. I was going to drive down to the local Lego store, which is an hour away, but I was gonna get it. It's got a lot of parts, a lot of heft. It's pretty solid for a moving Lego set, more than the Silent Mary, that's for sure. But I still do feel that it is worth that price. I'll link below the US, UK, and Canada Lego links. They're not affiliate links. I'm just putting them there so you can grab them if you want. It comes out at the time of me uploading this video. It comes out tomorrow, but it's really cool and I'm super happy to have it. It does have some issues, but it's Lego, so a lot of it can be fixed. I do hope that this is not the end of the collaboration though. I hope it's not a one and done. It feels like it might just be a one and done set, but I hope they make more. I feel like the best robot to do next would be Soundwave, simply because of how easy he would be to do in Lego, because his transformation is literally turning from a blocky robot into a brick. It's just really easy for Lego to do, and you can include like a laser beak or something. That would be a really awesome like part 2 to this whole thing. They can't do Megatron because, you know, guns. Starscream would be a bit floppy the way the wings work. They definitely do a lot of R&D to kind of figure that out. But Soundwave, I feel like, would be a great choice for a next one. Let me know what other robots you want to see them make in the comments, because that would be pretty sick. But that's my look at the Lego Optimus Prime. Again, huge thanks to Lego for sending me this figure. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.